Okay, it's been a very, very long time. About a year, little more than that probably. Um, but I know I said last time I was gonna keep staying and keep making more content and keep making build videos and whatnot, but some things happened and I knew this game was gonna go through a lot of change since a year ago, and there was actually quite a few changes that have happened since then. The build is still relatively going to be the same, but with some tweaks, and we no longer fight the Queen because of some changes that were made. We're going to fight Earl, which I don't even think we've ever fought Earl. Maybe we did like once or twice before. So we're going to fight Earl for the first time in a very long time on this channel. I'm going to show you some of these changes, show you the build, and if you look, you see this new cryo freezer I got from the tier 90. I grinded 2 days, just sitting in West Tech doing XP, got this amazing cryo freezer. Don't worry about these degradation bars and how some of them are tanked. This is the way they were when I put them in there like 4 days ago. This is the same spoil rate they were when I put them in 4 days ago. So don't worry about that. It's great, 0% spoilage rate. I am able to take off good result, so that's good. So before we do that, we're going to start with the build real quick. For those of you who have been here for a while, you know which perks are required and which perks are not. So for those of you who are new, do not freak out when you see the initial perk setup. Just listen and I'll tell you which ones are required. So, first off, in Strength, Blocker. This is the only one you need. Even if you're carrying like 6,000 rounds of whatever ammo for ballistic, you don't even really need this. You just need Blocker. 45% damage reduction from all melee attacks. It is super clutch. It will very much save your life in certain scenarios. Moving on. Perception. Copy this. Copy and paste it. This is exactly how it needs to be. Concentrated fire rank 1, because rank 2 and rank 3 don't even increase the damage by anything more than 1%. And most of your gunfights, especially bosses, are all going to be close quarter anyways. You don't need that extra accuracy, you just need to target different limbs. Concentrated fire rank 1, expert, regular, commando, and master, all rank 3 to get 20% damage per card for a total of 60% damage boost from this. Ground pounder rank 2, so that we have a pretty quick reload speed, especially if you don't have a quad fixer and you have to reload. This is what you want on there. Tank killer. This is essential for all rifles because that 36% armor penetration is going to increase your damage output significantly, especially towards tankier targets like the Scorch Beast Queen, Earl, Wendigo Colossus, Myler Queen, Trogs in the expeditions, robots, such like that. Tank killer is super essential. You must have everything here, copy and paste. Endurance. The only thing you need from here is fireproof, 45% damage reduction from explosions and flame attacks. Now I do realize right now this card is broken and does not give any protection against any flame attacks. Not only that, but energy resistance on your armor, whether it's power armor or non-power armor, energy resistance is broken and does not work. So that's why robots are melting everybody and just all elemental damages are just melting. But still put this on because that fireproof for that damage reduction is great against screen and other kinds of explosives. You still need that protection on there. Charisma, Tenderizer. This is all you need. This is literally the only card you need in here for damage. This is the most essential card. Now, if you're running XP, which I do have an XP build on my channel, you can put on an inspirational for more XP and strange in numbers, so that your herbivore and other stats get boosted further. But priority, Tenderizer. This is a 1.1 times multiplier. This is different than the other cards. This is a multiplier. You need this. I do not know why that's there. There we go. Much better. Nerd Rage, because we will be bloodied. While below 20% health, we gain damage resist, not important, and we gain a 20% damage boost. That is great. Covert Operative. All ranged sneak attacks do an additional 50% sneak damage, which means because we're already doing 2 times sneak damage by default in this game, this gives you an extra 50%, so you're doing 2.5 times sneak multiplier. Sandman, at nighttime, you get an additional 100%, or basically another times 2 multiplier. So you can deal 3.5 times damage in sneak during the nighttime, which is massive. Escape Artist, just in case you get yourself in a tricky situation from a mole rat, rat scorpion, you can just kill them, sprint away a little bit, get back into sneak, and you can get back into stealth and lose your danger. It's great. You need this card on there. Gun Fu, since we're fighting Earl, we're actually going to take off Adrenaline 5, put on 3, and put on Gun Fu rank 3. So, with this, with rank 3, with the maximum of 6 kills, we're only losing 12% damage, which in the long run, that's not even 6 or 7 extra damage. It's nothing. So 48% damage is cool. It's good. And Gun Fu 3 is actually good. We're going to use this. This is good for Earl because of all the Wendigos. Okay? All the Wendigos that are constantly spawning down there. We can use them and kill 3 of them in VATS, and then we can actually manually target them. So that way we have 3 that we kill in VATS. So at the 4th target, we can swap over to Earl on the 4th target. So that way Earl, for the rest of our duration in VATS, will take an additional 60% damage. They just buffed this. It used to be 10, 20, 30. Now it's 10, 30, 60. So this is huge. So that's 60% plus the 48%. We're getting 108% damage just off of Gun Fu and Adrenaline. This is not including any other buffs. Bloody Mess, we have this on here. This is an extra 15% damage. That's good. Any damage we can have, we need it. Grim Reaper Sprint. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put on... You can have that on there by all means. I'm going to put on Quick Hands because I'm not going to be using a Quad Fixer because a lot of you don't have one. I'm going to show you other alternatives. Quick Hands is great. So we have Bloody Mess, better criticals. So our criticals are just key right now. Criticals are super key right now if you want good damage, especially on bosses. Criticals are key. VATS criticals do another 100% extra damage. That is super vital. Curator, we have bobbleheads and magazines active all the time, so I use this. But you don't have to, especially if you're only doing boss fights so seldomly, and you don't really need magazines and bobbleheads. You don't have to use this, but I have this on here. It fits in here perfectly. Search genes, you have to run this, especially when you're running mutations. You don't want to lose them, so put this on. This is required for any build, melee, ranged, whatever. Critical Savvy. All the criticals that we hit are only going to consume less than half of our critical meter. So that, mixed with 33 luck is what's required. So 33 luck with Critical Savvy is going to make it so that every second shot in VATS is a critical. And if you guys don't already know, criticals in this game ignore all damage reduction, which is why they are so powerful in PvP and so powerful against bosses. Because you can have a full set of Sentinel, damage reduction, all this stuff. Criticals ignore all damage reduction. So the Queen's 70% damage reduction, Earl's 80% damage reduction, the criticals ignore it. They go past it. Which is why when you hit a critical on them, you'll notice it's like 10 times higher than the base damage you're hitting. It's crazy. So you need this on there. Critical Savvy, better criticals. Quick Hands. This is optional. I'm not going to be using a Quad Fixer. So occasionally I'm going to try to have this proc so I don't have to reload. But you could use Grim Reaper Sprint, you could use Ricochet, Serendipity. These are all great options. And yeah, if you'll notice, I don't have Good Assault on anymore. Finally was able to take that off, finally, after 3 years. But one more thing, dodging. Especially if you're an unyielding and you have as much AP as we do, being low health with all those stat boosts, with any kind of action point refresh, there is a cooldown. When enemies hit you, they can only take 30 points away, and then they have 2 seconds of cooldown before they can take more AP. So if you have any AP refresh armor, you'll have your AP back before they can drain it, and you'll still gain the damage reduction the whole time. This card is essential. There's no other better card to run in here than this card when it comes to survivability. Dodgy is that card. And yeah. But for the boss fight, we have an additional card here, and I'll show you how to use this when we get to the boss. We're going to be able to revive ourselves and gain a 50% damage boost for 2 minutes, which is huge. Legendary. We're actually not going to use this. Just because of how elemental damage is broken right now and busted and melts players, you will be using Funky Duds. So for now, the way I've always had this set up, Legendary Luck, Legendary Agility, Legendary Strength, and now I've gone ahead. I could have had Endurance in there. I think I was doing something else, but I have Legendary Perception in there, and I moved all those points over to Endurance. But Strength, Agility, Luck are the main ones you need here. You can have Endurance or Perception for this one. And Follow Through. You definitely want Follow Through in there because it is a 1.4 times damage multiplier for sneak damage. And this right here, Funky Duds, will make it so Earl's poison, if it hits you a couple times, you can tank it without being insta-killed, especially right now because their energy damage is broken. You really need this when you're fighting Earl. So I'm going to put that on there. Mutations. What the heck? Let me go ahead and turn this down real quick. Mutations. We have Adrenal Reaction. Let me just go down to them. Adrenal Reaction. It doesn't say the specific amount here, but at the maximum Adrenal Reaction will give you is a 50% damage boost, which we are getting. So 50% low HP. Bird Bones for the extra agility, which gives us more sneak and more base AP. Eagle Eyes, 50% crit damage, that is huge. More perception, more VATS accuracy. Egghead, I like the extra intelligence because that's a multiplicative XP boost. Empath, whenever I play in a public team, public server, if one other person has this, it completely negates the damage I take, and in return, I have an extra damage reduction. When I'm playing solo, I'll take the serum so it negates completely me taking damage. But yeah, I just have that for team settings. Grounded, energy resist plus 100. I think even this is busted right now. I don't know. I haven't tested it. But the main ones you need are Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Eagle Eyes. Then you need Herbivore because the food buffs we'll be using will be buffing our crit damage like crazy, and you only get that with Herbivore. Herd Mentality, because we count as our own teammate, we get +2 to all our specials when we're on a team by ourselves. Marsupial, Carry Weight, Jump Height, and Speed Demon. Okay, so Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Eagle Eyes, Herbivore, Herd Mentality, Marsupial, and Speed Demon. Those are the ones that you want for this build. Now, for the food buffs, we'll go into our little freezer here, our new freezer we just got. We're going to use Company Tea for a massive AP regen boost. Infused Sweet Flower Tea to buff our AP to give us more time in VATS. Then Steep Melon Blossom Chai to boost our agility, which will in turn boost our AP even further. Then Sweet Mudfruit Tea to boost our crit damage even further. So we'll go ahead and we'll drink all these. Then, for the aid, this is optional, but I'm going to use it. Bobblehead Small Guns give us a 20% damage boost because we are using a ballistic weapon that I'll show you in a second. And then Guns and Bullets 3 for another 100% critical damage boost. This is great. Slap that on there. And our 2 weapons of choice, and as you can see, I'm rocking the new Scout Armor Paint. Our weapon of choice for this fight is going to be the Anti-Armor Fixer with 25% weapon speed, or as it was previously called, 25% faster fire rate with 25% less VATS action point cost, allowing us to fire faster and stay in VATS for much, much longer. Let's stinging magazine for 20% armor pen, over and above the 50% armor pen that we're getting from this, and over and above the tank killer perk card. So really, we're almost ignoring all. Receiver is giving us no bonus. It doesn't do any additional damage to Scorched. It is broken. The devs are looking into it. But yeah, for Earl, it doesn't matter either way. Tweaked is the best because the damage is the same. The base damage is the same, pretty much. The only difference is we get an additional 50% critical hit damage boost with the tweaked automatic receiver, which is massive. So yeah, we're using tweaked automatic receiver. The rest you can all see there, what I'm using for mods. We'll be using that, and we'll be using an Executioner's critical damage, less VATS action point cost. Fixer with the same tweaked auto when he gets below that 40% health threshold to finish him off. Alright, that is the build, and the armor I am running is a full set. It's going to be Unyielding, AP Refresh, Chest Piece, and the rest are all going to be Unyielding, AP, Sentinel, Scout pieces for that maximum AP refresh. That's basically all you really need on there. Alright, I will see you guys in a bit when we go to fight Earl. Okay, so we're about a minute and 40 here. Minute and 40 before we have to fight Earl. A couple things I wanted to let you know. I am using an Endanger Syringer. So what I'll do is, right before I start shooting him, with the Fixer, I'll hit him one time with this because it lasts for 2 minutes. I'll hit him one time with this, and this basically reduces his damage resistance by 25%, which means that's just his overall damage resist, that's his armor. It's reduced by 25%, which means all this armor penetration, the perk for the armor penetration, is going to be based off the number that this puts his armor to, which means we're going to be dealing even more damage than we already are. So get yourself an Endanger Syringer. Very powerful, very useful tool, and as far as I know, it stacks infinitely with players. Alright, so we're going to down ourselves with a Bloodied Explosive Fixer. We're going to put on Life Saving so that we can pick ourselves up. Yeah, I'm going to have to fight my healing factor. Okay, Revenant. Okay, Revenant is now active. Put all my armor back on. I don't want to take too much radiation damage. Take out this, and then we're going to take out the recoil compensated Syringer. And I'll show you, or this is basically the Boatfly Syringer. I'm going to show you what I do with this before the fight. Okay, we hit him with 1, hit him with 2, hit him with 3. Okay, kill 1, that's 1 rank of adrenaline right there. There's another rank of adrenaline. Where's the other guy? Right there. Boom. And now we have max rank of adrenaline. We have max adrenaline going into this fight. That is great. We'll have the Endanger Syringer. Now pay attention to the critical damage that I'm going to be doing. Picture time. 636 damage on a crit. Need some Wendigos. Where's the Wendigos? Oh, there's Fast Hands. Oh, there's the Wendigos. There we go. Oh, there's Fast Hands. Sheesh. Melted him. I don't even know how much time that was. I was maybe done within a minute. Sheesh. That 60% comes in clutch. That is great damage. So we can hit 813. Let's see what we get on the bloody 5025. Yeah, bro, that's unfortunate. This is just a regular anti-armor with no extra crit damage, and it's hitting more than a bloodied with crit damage. That's insane. Gun Fu just putting in work. We'll go ahead and collect all before we get on out of here. We will. Oh, he's already collected. Yeah. So basically, the reason I'm wearing asbestos lining, if I didn't already say, is just for the fact that it makes you immune to being set on fire by those falling embers in the ceiling. Otherwise, you'll get instantly just melted and you'll die. If you use Sizzling Style, your legendary perk, you can negate a good amount. So if you don't have asbestos lining and you use Sizzling Style, you can negate a good amount of the fire damage from that embers, and it'll give you time to heal. We're not going to get to the chest, are we? Nope. We ain't making it. But yeah, that's the Earl fight with this amazing build. Didn't even use a quad fixer. Those crits were large, and we got very lucky with fast hand. Like 2 or 3 times. We didn't even need. I was gonna pull out the Executioner's Fixer at one point, but I didn't because Quick Hands kicked in and I was still able to keep shooting. And so I did so. But yeah, we got super lucky with Quick Hands. It's super good perk to use. We had no problem with AP because we had the regen for it. But if you don't have the perfect pieces of armor that I have, you can use Grim Reaper Sprint and get your AP back that way. But yeah, that's that, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And I do have another good video coming up about a very big buff that happened in this game. You guys are gonna like it. I have some testing to do before I upload it and make a video on it, but just letting you guys know I have some things in the works coming up on this channel. Appreciate y'all. Let me know if you have questions. Again, those of you who have been here for a while know my explanations take a while because I want to go in depth, make sure everybody understands. Because not everyone is of the same level of knowledge and understanding. Some people need more explanation, some people need less. But yeah. Cool. Hope you guys had a good one. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see y'all in the next video.